Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. Here we're going to talk about what wealth is, and hopefully that can give you a different view of what it means to you. Hey, this is Eric. For most people who don't know, thank you for joining me on this journey with Legacy Horizon. Here we help people have a better understanding and increase their knowledge of financial literacy. The reason why I've gotten into this and felt so strong and passionate about this new adventure that I'm going on is that I've been through the hardship. I was in the military for more than 8 years. I had a lot of ups and downs while I was in the military. Starting off 21, joining the military, I kind of had a big head. So I bought my first car and almost lost it when the government shut down. That was a really turning point for me at one stage, and then things got better. And because I had to do a budgeting system because of my first mishap of losing the car, um, I was doing pretty good. I had a good system going, but then later on in my career, I had another situation where I almost had the light cut off. I almost got evicted. It's not a good story. Wasn't happy. Wasn't my proudest moments in my life, but it taught me something and gave me a better understanding of why budgeting and understanding finances is super important. So fast forward, I met my wife, love her to death. Um, we have two beautiful kids. I'm enjoying creating this journey with her. She's super business oriented, so just being around her and watching her create and build our wealth has gotten me a different point of view of how other people see finances. So I'm here to help people have an understanding and teach them a better way to budget and prepare for future retirement. So a question was asked yesterday of why wealth is important to me. Uh, First, we need to dive down on what wealth is. Many people have different meanings of it. Some people think it's about riches. Some people think it's about um, the body, mind, and spirit. Some people think it's about the foundation and foundation and family. Great thing about it, all three of those are what really wealth is, because the three dimensions of wealth is intellectual, foundational, and finance. Reason why it's intellectual, you should always have a good understanding and hold tight of the knowledge that you've built up, because since you were a wee little boy or girl and life gave you experiences and wisdom, and through all that pain and knowledge and growth, it gave you you'll get to a point of being wise. And so that's why what intellectual wealth is an important thing. Another The other part of that is foundational wealth. What is your foundation? That is your core beliefs, that is your family, and that is, for some people, their spiritual belief. And so, with that being the case, that help mold you to the person you are today. With the combination of your intellectual wealth and then at the same time your financial foundational wealth, you steadily increased and became the type of being that you are today. And that's why those two things are very important also. That's why there's a certain type of wealth. And then there's financial wealth. That is which most social media teach us of and show us, is that having a lot of money makes me wealthy. It does in a certain degree or dimension. And so, had a question. When that question got asked, I provided that answer, and then I asked him the next thing. But out of those types of wealth, three types of wealth, which one would you be willing to basically rewind back the time? And like everyone typically says, it is financial, because it's financial wealth. Because of the simple fact of it is that you want to be able to go back in time and understand your knowledge, because everything that you've learned, been through, experience, if you had to go back, you would make different certain changes and different choices that you did for the past year. And then your foundation, you really wouldn't want to change too much of your family, because they're actually irreplaceable. Mom, dad, sister, brother, aunt, cousin, grandma, grandpa. They're important people who help grow and build you to who you are today. And so financial wealth you can easily get rid of and change and have it change your life. And then that's when we get into the story of trying get into the story and the understanding of financial literacy. And so with wealth having three dimensions and having to choose one and one that you would never would always protect and hold dear to, you need to understand how to protect that wealth or and or and or sorry, I sometimes get squirrel moments in the back. so so restart. So we get to the understanding of teaching people, having an understanding of wealth, what wealth is, and having the three dimensions, and 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 at the same time, with the knowledge and understanding that the two main sources of wealth needs to be protected. We figure out that are you budgeting correctly? Do you have a plan set up for your family when things happen? Um, what do you want to leave them when you die? And this goes on to the other caveat where I had to ask them another question. I ended up asking them a question, and I asked them, "What do you think a legacy is?" There are so many responses or answers underneath the sun. But my general understanding and what I believe is leaving something behind for for my kids. That's first and foremost, and for my wife. But most people, how they state it is that just having leaving a print within the earth, and that's like my core belief under protecting my family. It's leaving a footprint on the earth, whether it's creating a multi-million-dollar company, whether it's creating this app, or whether it's just having the guidance to my children and grandchildren that will hopefully continue to go on through generations. That's what I believe legacy is to me. Uh, when it comes down to certain things and understanding, we have to understand how do we do or provide that legacy to the future generations. Some people think it's providing knowledge because, like we stated earlier, it's a foundation of wealth, and you want to protect that wealth, and that's part of building a legacy. And then some people think it's family. That's when people get life insurance or they provide a certain budgeting structure to provide for their families once they're gone. We need to start understanding why we need to have a better outlook and vision on what wealth is and what legacy is, and so that we can continue to be the best versions of ourselves. If you enjoyed the bit of information that we provided today, follow for more. I hope to see you soon.